Hello and welcome to another episode of enLIGHTen with Div and Deb. And today we wanted to chat a little bit about decisions. How do we know when we've actually made a decision? Now, if you've watched the episode we did earlier in the week about the decision-making process and how we decide that's also really valuable. But this is what's going on for us inside ourselves to cue that we've actually made a decision. What I'm reminded of when I say that is the root word of decision, the Latin word, decisores, is to cut off other options. That's what the word actually means, decision, to cut off other options. And I wonder how that might be relevant to what we're speaking of today.
Well, I have noticed that some people are thinking that they've made a decision when they haven't really made a decision. And as one of the telltale signs is your mind still looking for what will happen? What options are there? But it's also kind of still a bit tentative, like, how is this decision working out for me? How is the other person going to respond? Or kind of going, well, I can't decide until I know what they're going to say or do, or things like this. This reveals that you actually have not made a decision, because as we said in the last one, viewer, if you remember, when we actually decide, there's a committedness comes in after the decision, and all other options become invisible to us. And what happens then is the thing that we have chosen actually does become the best option.
And that's really important. Why is that really important? That the thing that we've chosen becomes the best option. How do we know that that's happening in one setting?
Well, so there's a process to coming to the choice, right? We understand that, and that can be a short process or a long process, and it can be quite quick and efficient, or it can be quite a bit of backwards and forwardsing. We used, in my mind, I'm really thinking about relationships, or big life choices. And so we know that brings to us a feeling like there is a best or right choice. And if I make the wrong choice, I'll be left with something that is not fulfilling and empty and what have you. Though the science says this is not true. Once we truly pick something, we decide we will have this thing, that thing actually does become beautiful, good, right, flourishes, blooms, whatever. That will come after I am choosing this thing. To make it simple to understand, though, we used a kind of going to the shop to buy a lounge, and we have our heart set on, we do this, we imagine this thing, even though we don't really know what's available in the shop. When we go in, we go, oh, that matches my internal experience of what I'm looking for in a lounge, and many don't, right? And so let's say we had our mindset on this certain style of black velvet lounge, and we get there and there are no velvet, let alone black lounges, because this is not what's in fashion. There's none on the market. Then we will look for what else is available. At this point, it feels like it's a second best option. And when we are looking at other options and we choose one, we pick one, we can feel like I'm settling for this if we decide to go down that path, right? The one that I really want is not available for me. Now, this might happen in matters of the heart, when we it can happen when we have a little bit of codependency or clinging, or think that it's out there in the person, that the love is here because of them rather than this. But that's okay. If it comes about that the other person goes, I'm not available, I'm not responsive, I'm not in that space, they kind of take themselves off the market. They're not available. And then we can go, okay, what is available is a wise thing to do. Yes. Some of us don't do that, though. We keep trying to grab at the thing that isn't available, but that's okay. Why was the laugh around that?
Because I'm curious about that. I wonder about that. I've had that experience. You know, we try to grab at the thing that isn't available. What's that about?
And I said, and that's okay. Why would it be? And that's okay when it's clearly insane, right?
Exactly. That was to laugh. What's that about? What the hell is that about?
What could that be about? And why might I say, and that's okay? What do you think?
That's okay. Is there might be an aspect of your life where that's happening, and it's that's okay, or like trying to.
Well, I'm just saying it in a non-judgmental way. We all meet every milestone in the journey. It's a marker in the journey, and if you notice, oh, that is what I'm doing, then there's no right or wrong in it. We're up to where we're up to, and if there you're up to not yet recognizing, oh, I'm trying to grab at something that doesn't even exist, rather than go, oh, acknowledge what is and move along to what is available. There's no perfect place in a journey.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, as long as we're journeying along, all places along the journey are
perfect in
fine.
That moment. Yeah.
So that's what I meant by, and
that's okay.
You may be doing that, and that's okay.
Right, and then my nervous system gave a startle response to that one because I must be grasping at something on some level.
There you go. Nice noticing, and a beautiful thing to model. Thank you. When though we do put our attention to what is available and we select one, it can be in the energy. So I'm going to use the same word, which is settle on. And it's one word, but can have completely different internal experiences, where I'm like, I want this. And I kind of keep my wanting of it, but I'm going to settle on this one because I can't have this one. But we haven't gone, okay, I close that off, and this is, I'm settling. Like, it's a different word and a different energy when you actually settle on another choice.
So true. And I really appreciate you modeling how that word settle can be so different depending on when we're settling in one capacity, the energy that we bring to it, settling in one capacity versus when we settle in ourselves with that decision.
Yes.
Such an important distinction.
Yes. And so it might not be nice to say this because people won't feel good about hearing this, but sometimes we do this in our relationship, the first kind of settle, where we go, you're not entirely what I want, but I'll settle with you kind of for the time being. And this is actually very catastrophic for us, because nothing beautiful can come in that space. It's when we truly choose to have this, that then the thing itself, it creates a space for the beauty to be there. You know, like this, a moment before I choose this house, we were house choosing before with the 37%, right? Up until that minute that I chose it, I'm critiquing, but there's a bit of a crack in that wall there, and the bathroom's going to need renovating, and oh, it's not really the position that I wanted, you know, like it's not quite as much whatever, but it is meeting this criteria, and it's very critiquing. But when we go, okay, this is the one I'm buying, it changes. That crack in the wall is now mine, and I accept that, and I'm going to work with that. I accept the bathroom needs renovating, and I own this now. This is mine, and there's a kind of love for it, even while you're, you know, got these imaginings about what you are going to create with it. And that doesn't happen if we do that other kind of not really deciding, not really cutting off and going, okay, this is my choice and I bring all of me to it now.
Yeah. Well, something to think about.
That is something to think about. And one question that's in my mind is, what if it is actually such a beautiful, successful, and rewarding process to choose something or a path and commit to it, and let go of the idea that I've got to find the right or perfect one and just choose one. How amazing things are when we do that. What gets in our way? What stops us from doing that? That is a question that is in my mind, because that is where we can put our attention to clean things up if we are finding that we're not doing that. That's one question that's in my mind. And another question that's in my mind is, how do we do that choosing? So we've talked about how can we tell whether we actually have chosen the thing we've chosen, or chosen the thing that we have or not. But what do we actually have to do that kind of choosing that leads to success and happiness?
What do we actually have to do that kind of choosing? And on the inside of us. So that to me is, well, I know when I've made a choice, I can't really see other options the same way. Like my eyes focus on that one. You mentioned relationships. I'm thinking of partnering when others have made comment. That's a long time. It wasn't even a consideration for me when I had made the choice. This is my commitment, and other options didn't exist. So I'm looking at the way, like, my eyes just were focused. Of course, as an example of externally
the output
rather than internally. Yeah,
that's the output. So you gave it away when earlier when you talked about what the root word means. It actually means that we cut off. We are letting go of or dismissing all other options. That's what we do to make that kind of decision. And that's an internal process, and one that we all have a way of doing. There's many, many choices and decisions that we've made in our life, and in some form, that's what we're doing. What gets in the way?
Of doing that?
Yes. I mean, why? Why would we not do this thing when the
fear
evidence
of getting
is?
It right. I think the main thing that gets in the way is fear of getting it right. When we're running that story, you know, there is a right decision that gets in the way.
That does. Yes.
Are there other things that get in the way?
Fear of missing out.
Yeah. That's a different flavor of fear. That's right. That's a bit
If
similar,
I choose
though.
this one, what
like
might I miss out?
two sides of the same coin, because if I'm missing out on not the right one, then so yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, fear of missing out. What else? What else would prevent someone, stop them from making a decision and that beautiful opportunity to kind of claim it as, bring it into and make it ours,
So there, that's one thing, two sides of the one coin. And another is fear of not enoughness in some form. Will I be enough? Can I really manage when I face the difficulty or problem in the renovation or the relationship? Will I be enough for it to be okay? So a form of self-doubt or fear there. And I would say that these are the two key things that get in the way. So if we notice that we are not making those kinds of quality decisions or choice, perhaps we might want to look at what's the personal work that we can do around those two kinds of fear or doubt that we can clean up.
Yeah. Three kinds, yeah? Oh, well, the two sides of the same coin. So, yeah, absolutely. The coin of it and the coin of me.
Yes, the coin of what did we say those fears were? Will I get it wrong? Functioning in right, wrong. And then the other side of that coin is if I get it wrong, I might miss out, which is a bit of scarcity. That's one. The other coin is, can I trust myself?
Yeah.
Am I enough?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. They are very elegantly articulated. I hope that was helpful and informative for you. We'll be back next week with another episode of enLIGHTen and see what's current for us. Feel welcome to pop in the comments. Let us know what was stirring you in considering our decisions and the decisions you have to make. And we all have decisions in our lives, and it's useful when we understand how we make decisions and what it really means to decide. How do we know when we've truly decided upon something? So that was good to reflect on today. So we'll wrap it up there and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Thanks, Han. Thank you to you all.